Pre-orchestra. I hope you guys are doing well. So we are officially, I think, in week 4 of this. And it's been a long few weeks. And this would, normally, if school would have been going on, this would have been spring break. But I don't think that we need to consider this spring break this week because it's been kind of a break for everybody. But I don't think that you have classes this week, but I'm not sure about that. But we're still gonna have cello class this week, or a cello video. Let's see, nothing new is really going on for us. We've just been doing the same thing. I'm potty training my youngest kid, so that's been a big event here. But other than that, it's just sort of life as usual, or life as the new usual, kind of. Anyway, okay, just a reminder that if your instruments need to be tuned, you need to contact Miss Sarah. And anything you need from me, just go to Miss Sarah, and I'm always happy to help. Okay, last week we did 2 videos, but the second video was called I Don't Rest Much Part 1. Okay, so if you did not do that video, you need to go do that video now. The other thing is, if you have not warmed up on that video that's down the steps, that is all your string crossings, you need to go do that now, okay? Because I'm not gonna review the string crossings with you right now. We're jumping in to our twinkle, I Don't Rest Much, okay? We are gonna do one warm up down the steps together, okay? So let's get our perfect hand position. You shouldn't need me to remind you, but it is a soft hand, a soft thumb, 2 and 3. Beautifully soft fingers. I'm like going to curve my fingers, okay, and then I'm going to tilt. You can see I did not move my hand at all. I'm going to tilt the bow, hook the finger, drop the pinky, set that on my knee, okay? Great, now that I'm ready for that, I'm going to lift my bow to above my D string. I'm going to open my armpit and tilt my bow to my A string, okay? Let's get all 4 fingers ready. We're gonna do down the steps. If you'd like to do it with me right now, I think that we can do that, okay? We're gonna do it without stopping. I don't rest much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 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 Okay, let's pick up our bow, put it on our knee. If that was a problem for you, if you struggled with that at all, you need to stop and go back to video 1, and you need to practice all those steps, okay? But if that was good for you, if that was easy for you, and you were successful with that, let's move on to twinkle, okay? So we will start twinkle the same way. The only thing that's especially difficult about this are the string crossings, okay? And that makes it a little bit tough. So I really want you to focus on those string crossings even outside of playing this song, okay? But let's just begin it. I think we'll begin with only the bread part of twinkle, okay? Lift your bow, because you still have that perfect bow hold. Place your bow on your D string, okay? Now, if you want to, you can listen to me play it first. I'm getting my left hand nicely ready, and I have my right hand ready, and I'm getting my left hand ready. My fingers are in tune. I'd be checking my tapes right now, but I don't need to do that, okay? So I'm gonna lift, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Push. Rest. 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 Stop. Okay. I think that is about a big enough chunk that we can work on that. A couple things while you're working on that. The very first thing is your string crossing to the A string. But remember, we're string crossing not at our frog, but at our outer tape. So there's going to be a pushing teeter-totter. I feel my elbow working, okay? Notice your in tune first finger. Okay, let's try that one more time. We're set, my wrist is high. all 4 fingers on my A string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Push. Rest. Rest. Elbow up, turn. Okay, so I was perfectly prepared for this next one. All right. If that was a problem for you, you need to stop right now, and probably everybody needs to pause this video right now and practice that until you feel that you are so confident with that part, okay? Go ahead and pause. Okay, I think we're ready for the second part. We're still in our bread section, but for our second part, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and lift my beautiful bow hole, because I still have that. I'm gonna place it on the D string. You know, I am looking at myself recording this and I see everything. And honestly, if you are at home and if you can find a mirror to put up, try to put it really straight so it's not sort of angled, but a really straight mirror, work with your parents, you'll be able to see a lot more of this, and you can compare what you're seeing in the mirror to what you're seeing with me. And that's, you can be your own teacher that way. But let's get back to our twinkle. I have a high wrist, I'm placing it here, and now I'm putting all 4 fingers on the D string. I'm playing G, okay? So we're playing the second part of the twinkle bread section, starting on G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 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 Good. Okay. So remember, we're still, you saw me doing some nice body movements. Remember, we're still focusing on relaxing our body, especially during those rests. You can pause the video now and practice that section if you'd like. Okay, I think we're ready to play all of the bread together, okay? This is a good opportunity to play it once with me, okay? I will talk you through it. If you have a hard time playing things with me, just listen, pause the video, and then do it by yourself. Let's get set up. I have my bow, my high wrist. I'm gonna open my elbow, lean that bow to the A string. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. Scratch all of that. I'm gonna lift my high wrist, I'm gonna put my bow on the D string, and then I'm gonna get my left hand and get it ready for the A string, okay? Now we're gonna try to play all of our bread section together, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, push, rest. Check for intonation. Elbow up, ready, turn. Rest. 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 Okay? Good. You should probably go ahead and stop that video if you didn't hear what I was saying in there. Everything, we want it to be perfect. We want our intonation. We want our hand shape. We want our bow. We want our string crossings. Okay? It's like a cake, you know? You have like a lot of layers in your cake. You know, you have cake and you have a frosting and you have berries or whatever you have. But every single layer has to be delicious. Otherwise, you'll bite into it and something will be off and you won't be able to tell what it is. But the whole cake will taste bad. Okay? And it's a little bit like playing the cello. Every single little layer needs to be beautiful so that the sound, so that everything comes out beautifully. Okay? So that's, I don't know, I'm thinking about cake a lot, I guess. Okay, go ahead and practice that. Okay, great, let's move forward. So I think that we can now focus on our cheese section. Now the cheese section is a little bit tricky, okay, because it's where we do our string crossing, but it's the opposite. So we string cross from A to D, but we're actually string crossing still kind of at the tip-ish of our bow, or what we're calling the tip. Okay, so before we start it, I actually do want to do one practice string crossing, okay? So just listen to me and then you can do it with me once, okay? Just listen. My bow, okay? 1, 2, listen to me. I don't rest, pull, rest. Okay? I think that we can do that together, okay? But before we do, I just want to point one thing out. Remember, every single bow is a stopped bow. So there is a split second of silence almost that we can cross our strings, okay? So you really are looking for the stop, stop, rest, stop, cross. There's plenty of time, okay? It's sounding sloppy. You are not doing it correctly. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't rest. I don't rest. Okay? If that was tough for you, if it was sloppy, if it sounded anything like that, you need to stop and work on it until it sounds like mine, okay? All right, I think we're ready for our cheese section, okay? We're just gonna work on the bread and the cheese in this, and then I'm gonna make another video afterwards that's gonna be a playthrough, okay? That we can just kind of play it together, okay? All right, let's get ready for our cheese. So as you know, we're gonna lift our bow to the D string, but we're gonna push our bow to the A string. I'm gonna get my left hand out. I'm gonna get it ready, okay? Because remember, all 4 fingers need to be on the D string, okay? And we're gonna have that string crossing immediately. This is our cheese. Open A starting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Pull. Rest. Stop. Okay, remember there are 2 pieces of cheese, okay? So we can practice our second piece of cheese, which is the same thing. We'll practice each piece individually, and then the last thing we'll do today is put them together. Let's practice our cheese again. 1 piece only. Open. All 4 fingers on the D string. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't rest. Pull. Rest. 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 Okay? Good. If you were struggling with playing that, even right there, you need to stop, pause, and practice, okay? Okay, so now the tricky part, which is to put the 2 pieces of cheese together, okay? Which means that after you finish your first sort of cheese down the steps, you need to return immediately to that hand position. You also need to remember we're gonna have string crossings right in a row. So why don't you listen first, and then we can play it together, all right? I'm gonna play it first for you. Lift your wrist, open to the A, all 4 fingers on my D string, but I'm gonna play my A. Listen first. 1, 2, 3, A. Rest. Pull. Rest. Rest. Cheese. Push. Rest. Pull. Rest. Rest. Okay? So pretty simple. We've done this with our other rhythms, but it's a little bit more complicated with our string crossings, but I think we can do it together. Why don't you join me this time? Let's get our wrists, let's get our beautiful bow hold. One thing in these videos, you kind of want to stay ready with your hand position all the time because I can't see you. So I don't know if you're just sitting there chilling out. You got to be ready always. Lift my bow, open my elbow, bow on A string, open my, sorry, I should have said armpit there. All 4 fingers on the D string. Okay, do this together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Pull. Rest. practicing on that. So we're done with this video now, but I expect you to go practice the last part of this. I'm going to be making another video right now, actually, which is going to be our final version of this when we're ready to really start putting our cheese with our bread, with our cheese, okay? So you practice this, and then when you're ready, you go on to the next video, okay? All right, you guys, I will see you in just a little bit. Bye.